Hey friends, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farm, and today we're back in my kitchen. I hadn't planned on doing this video. It's kind of a spur of the moment video, but I thought this would be a great recipe for anybody out there who has a garden, and it's a perfect one for this time of year. So I thought I'm going to share this with you. So if you want to see what the recipe is, stick around and I'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around. Well, this dish we're going to call Garden Fresh Angel Hair Pasta. It doesn't have a name because it's just something that I came up with, but that's what we'll call it. It takes the ingredients that you have coming ripe right now in your garden and makes a really nice pasta dish that's super simple. So I'm going to show you how it's done. So the first thing, I've gathered tomatoes, red peppers, some banana peppers, herbs as basil, parsley, and oregano. I've got some garlic, Parmesan cheese, olive oil. I add salt, pepper, and I've got a large bowl here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our garlic and our olive oil, and we are going to get this olive oil flavored up really good with this garlic. This will be basically the, I guess, vinaigrette, only it's just oil. I guess it's not vinaigrette, it's the oil that is going to be kind of mixing and marinating all of these vegetables. So depending on how well you like garlic, you can adjust the garlic to your taste. We like garlic, so I'm going to add, these are nice large cloves. And if you don't have a garlic press, you can just chop it up fine, or also you can scrape it on a small shredder. Just watch your fingers. I think I'll do 3. And you can vary the amount and the batch size as well. It's just Andy and I eating, but we like to have this to eat on for a couple of days. And it's served hot the first day because the pasta is going to be hot going in. But then you can eat it cold, or you can reheat it in the microwave as you eat it. Then we're just going to take some extra virgin olive oil, and we are going to add, and for the size that we're making, probably a half a cup. And we're going to stir that around, and then I'm going to put this in the microwave, and probably 40 seconds. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't want it to get crazy hot, but I do want the oil in there to take on the garlic flavor. Now, whenever I'm cooking with veggies and stuff, I always have a little pail here that I keep all the scraps in, and then I take them to our bigger tub, and then that goes out to our scrap pile outside that we use for our garden. So while that's heating up in there, I've got some banana peppers. Whatever kind of peppers you have in your garden is great. I have green peppers out there, and I have a few little red peppers here that I'm going to also add just for pretty color. But you want to cut these into small sizes. It doesn't have to be fine. You just want it to be easy to, put in your mouth, something that people don't have to cut up when they're eating it. So, I can smell the garlic in that oil. That smells really good. So I'm just taking the bigger pieces of the core and the seeds out of those. Banana peppers just have a little bit at the top, and then at the bottom they're pretty much hollow. So I'm going to stack these together so I can get a nice chop on them. And you could chop all this stuff up in a food processor if you are, if you prefer that. I like to chop with my knife. Better control of the size. Okay. I'm going to check on that oil. That was 45 seconds. It looks like it's perfect. All right. So just make sure these are bite-sized pieces. Okay. And we're just going to put that in a bowl here. We'll do our other peppers the same way. And these have a lot more seeds. These are a miniature sweet pepper. And they start off green, and then it looks like they're going to change into red. There's a whole bunch of these on each plant. Just a perfect size for snacking on. And we're doing the same thing here. We're just getting it just small chunks that are bite-sized, but we don't want them so small you can't tell what you're eating. We're going to do the same with tomatoes. And depending on how tomatoey you like it, can dictate how many tomatoes you use. This will add a little bit of juice and flavor. The tomatoes will only be cooked by the hot water and the pasta that's coming out boiling hot. In fact, all of these vegetables will only be cooked by the hot pasta and then extra hot water that we add to it from the pasta water. That's what makes it so fresh. Now, sometimes we add black olives and really like the black olives in it too, even though we don't get those from our garden. But I'm not going to open a can of black olives today. This is a big pink tomato. Very juicy. Get the core out, and there's a little damage right here. Put this over here where I can get to it easier. Well, that's a beautiful tomato. Very meaty. I need to look and see what kind of tomatoes I planted. I'll have to go back and watch my video on my garden haul to see what I have. This one, if I got the Anna Russian, an heirloom tomato, it might be that one because it seems like this is a little bit pink. Okay, we got that. Then I pulled out some parsley and basil and oregano from my herbs. And so I am just going to give that a quick chop. This is parsley right here. Just watch your fingers. And it's important that you have a sharp knife. Okay, and that's about 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. Then I've got some basil that was trying to bolt, so I trimmed it back. So I will just take off those flowers and put my leaves right here. And the basil, I think, gives it just a really fresh taste. That is the main flavor of spices that you're going to taste when you eat this pasta. Now, if you don't like basil, you don't have to add it. It will just have a different flavor. And you can add any quantity. I'm going to add quite a bit because I've got plenty and we like that flavor. And if you don't know what basil is and you haven't smelled it, you're missing something. If you've been in a pizza shop, or a true pizza shop or a true Italian shop, basil is a very important ingredient. Okay, we're going to start with that amount. I've got a couple more here. This should do us. If you like pesto is made out of basil usually. Let's see, I think what I'm going to do is kind of press it together, get it kind of tightly compacted there. It makes it a little easier. It smells so good. And I'd say that's probably a half a cup of just loosely packed basil. And then I've got just a little bit of oregano here. I just grabbed a little bit. We've got a lot out there, but it doesn't need to overwhelm this. See that? And then I need to get an onion. I've got it. All right, I had to go run into our sunroom to get an onion. We have the floor of our sunroom covered in onions that we're trying to get cured. And so normally we'd lay them out on tables outside, but we have a dog who right now would probably get up and tear all the onions off and drag them all over the yard. So they are inside curing. They don't smell. It's just, we can't go into our sunroom very easily. So I chose a red one in there. So I've got a red onion. And I'd like to do braids with my onions this year. I've done that in years past. So we're trying to keep the stems intact on them. And if I do that, I'll bring you guys along, show you how I braid them. Our onions did really, really well this year. We go through a lot of onions cooking, so I don't think these will make it through the year, but it's enough to get us started. And then I would just make little cubes of onions. Probably about 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch cubes. And this is really going to be pretty with all the colors too. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab a spoon and I'm going to grab salt and pepper, and I'll be right back. We have everything in our bowl that we need chopped up. I'm trying to think if there were anything else that you could have from your garden. You could add corn if you wanted to take it off the cob. You might want to blanch it first because this won't be fully cooked, or put it into the water with your, or that your angel hair pasta was cooking in, and just give it a quick cook and then take it off the cob and put it in here. That would be delicious. If you like cucumbers, you could add cucumbers. That would be delicious too. Okay, so you can see we've got a delicious looking veggie bowl there. This would be just a great little salad in itself. So now this is the oil and the garlic that's cooled off, but it's still warm, and that's fine because this is going to have hot angel hair pasta and some of the pasta water going in here. But we'll just add this. And that smells so good. And we're going to add a good pinch of pepper, a good pinch of salt because we've got a lot of veggies in there. When you cook your angel hair pasta, also be sure you put salt in the water, and that will help flavor your pasta. Stir that together. Then we're going to take some Parmesan cheese, and this is a blend of Romano and Parmesan, but you can do plain or both, whichever you like. And I think probably, I'm trying to think, let's try 1/4 cup, and then we'll put some on after we've added the pasta too. So a 1/4 cup to the veggies. This would be a great topping for pizzas too. Or toast, or baguettes, toasted baguettes with this on top and a little cheese, and stick it in the oven. That would be delicious till the cheese melts. All right, let me give it a little taste. Good salt. I could just eat this by itself. I'm going to cook the pasta, and then I'll bring you back when that's all ready. We'll just let this set right here and marinate and absorb all those wonderful flavors. Be back in a second. Okay, I've got my pasta all cooked, and you don't want to overcook your angel hair because you don't want it soggy. So just al dente. And all we're going to do is we're going to put it directly into our veggies there. And the water take water with it because we're going to add a little water to it. Okay, so we're going to give this a stir. Bring those veggies to the top. Smelling good. Mix them all nicely in there, and I'm going to take a little bit of our salted pasta water, add that to it, and that gets absorbed into the pasta, but it also helps heat those vegetables. Whoops. We're just trying to mix all of that in so that it's all flavorful. Then we're going to add a little more of our Parmesan, probably another 1/4 of a cup. Give that a good mix. And there we have our pasta. I'll put some in a bowl, in a pasta dish right here. You want to make sure you get some of those veggies and stuff with it. It smells so good. So good. And then I'm going to add a little more Parmesan. And I'm also going to add a little cracked pepper. So let me grab the pepper. So let's put a little pepper on top. And let me grab a fork. Doesn't that look delicious? Let's give it a try. That is delicious. All those herbs and flavors in there really season up this pasta. It is full of flavor. Excellent. The garlic, perfect. If you want something that's fast and easy and healthy, and you might have all the ingredients just right out in your garden, give this a try. It is wonderful. And if you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. Also, don't hesitate to like and share, and leave a comment at the bottom if you want to share something or ask any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.